YouTube, Major Cord here for part 2 of my knife carry philosophy video. The other one, I probably could have ended it at 6 minutes, but I like to ramble. Uh, so we were talking about defensive knives. I'm fine with carrying a nice 6-ounce CRKT M21 because I don't have a gun to carry. When I'm of age to do that and I add, a 1.5 pound gun to my everyday carry, where legally permissible, of course, then yeah, I will probably scale back on the knife. But this bird caracara, around 4 ounces, I think it would do fine self-defense. Has a long enough blade, good jimping, light enough. It's definitely strong enough. It's a lockback. Deep enough concealing pocket clip for my purposes. It's something I can carry inconspicuously. And where I live, if someone were to see me carrying this, it'd probably be a fellow knife carrier. I mean, really, those are the only people that notice that you're carrying a knife. I know when I'm out and about and I see a guy, with a little clip hanging out of his pocket, I smile to myself because I'm like, that dude is, he's carrying a knife. He's prepared. But your average person is not going to notice this. People don't study your pockets. But, keep this clip to myself. If I have to use it, around my neighborhood or whatever, cut something, no one's going to care. I live in a rural enough area of my suburb that, guns, knives, it's just, I'm not going to say we're in the boonies, but they're accepted. People aren't going to run in fright. You pull out a knife to cut open a box or to, work on a car or something. But I probably lost my train of thought. But yeah, defensive knives. I mean, those are important to carry on you. And I have lots of options for those. I mean, I have, as you've seen, the bird and the CRKT, and even this buck could go into the role of self-defense if it needed to. Hell, this piece of crap frost cutlery knife. It's small. I'm not going to take a gander at how big the blade is, but, it could do it if I needed to slash or stab back when it was a rather functional knife with no blade wiggle, which it definitely exhibits now. I would have done it if I'd had to. It's usable. Or my recently acquired buck, I forget the name of this, 410 something or other. There'll be a review on it eventually when I stop being a lazy bum. You'll find the specs and the proper name for it then. But this is also a nice long blade, 3.5, almost 4 inches. Wonderful deep concealing pocket clip. I think you just lost the sunlight. Did you not? Yes, you did. Oh, look. Desk lamp. I like carrying this. I've actually found that I enjoy carrying this pretty much as I enjoy carrying my bird. And they're similar sized. So my EDC, I'll rotate between these three as my tactical blades generally. I'll have one of them on me. And actually one day, 2 weeks ago, I went to the mall and I actually, I wanted to experiment a bit. I carried all 3 of these blades. It was a teeny bit uncomfortable. I had this riding in my 5th pocket, this in my back pocket, which it actually excels at because it's nice and light, doesn't flop around too much. And because of the angle of this pocket clip, it kind of rests in your pants like this. I found it was perfect for sticking in my left pocket along with my cell phone for kind of a cross-draw type thing. But, I mean, I didn't end up using any of them, thankfully, and I didn't have to cut anything that day. But it was just a nice experiment to see, what I can carry. And I found that feasibly I can carry 3. I think I had 5 knives on me that day. I had my Opinel, had this cheap Pakistani pen knife. It cuts. That's all it needs to do. It's not going to be used for hard use. These 2 are pretty much interchangeable in my loadouts. Depends on what mood I'm in. But I wanted to go all, hardcore style that day. I had both of these and the 3 of these. And it was overkill. I will never carry like that willingly every day. But it proved that I could do it if I had to. And I'm glad I did that because now I know what my limits are and I could probably step it up a notch if I really wanted to. But, logistically and feasibly, I really only want to carry 2 knives. 3 counting whatever rides on my keychain. Tactical, EDC. Sheeple friendly. I try to make my EDC knife sheeple friendly. I mean, this is kind of pushing it. No one's really going to get, too hyped up, but it's black and has a shiny blade and ooh, scary. I don't understand people sometimes, but this is a good everyday carry knife. This I find is even better just because it's so harmless looking. If anything, I mean, I've had people comment on just how beautiful it is. Pulled it out to cut open a box at work. My boss, he commented, it's a nice looking knife. And there's no chance of anyone knowing you have this on you. I mean, there's no clip, so it has to ride in a pocket. And I mean, it's nice. I do carry this or that shitty penknife pretty much every day now. Whereas before, I'd just carry this. It was back when my knife collection was rather limited, and this was the best thing for possible self-defense and EDC. So this worked before I had more options, and it still does. I mean, there are days I'll just carry this. It all depends on where I'm going. Going to school, middle of the city, yeah, I want to carry a defensive blade. It's legal by, my local laws, and as far as I know, my school doesn't have any laws against it. I carry this just as that little extra, feeling of secureness. And no, I'm not going to say it's a funny story, but the other day, received an email from my school on my school email account that there was a mugging just across the street from the school. And my first thought was, well, I guess I'm carrying a bigger knife tomorrow. And my normal EDC tactical blade is this Bird Caracara. I stepped it up and carried the CRKT, which is still comfortable to carry. I mean, it's, as I said, it's weighty, but I'll carry it. It's normally a 70-30 split between the Caracara and the CRKT. But just because I think it's important to have a knife on you at all times. Whatever type it may be. Kershaw Chill. It's another great EDC blade. Small enough that no one really cares you have it. Here is a recently acquired neck knife. I haven't actually carried this around much, just because I want to make sure I can conceal it really well. And obviously, I'm not the slimmest, trimmest guy ever. But in some clothes, it doesn't necessarily conceal well. I mean, you can see an outline of this knife, and, I'm not comfortable with that. I mean, it's comfortable to wear, but I'm not comfortable with someone maybe seeing that and inquiring as to what it is. I'm just not. So I may modify this, drill some holes in the sheath, put a couple zip ties around. I can wear it as a belt knife. Just see how things go. But it's all about flexibility in my mind. I mean, obviously you need to carry a knife. That I will never budge on that. But in my opinion, it pays to be flexible. Have multiple options for tactical carry. Multiple options for medium-duty EDC. Multiple sheeple-friendly options. These are especially important because most of your cutting will probably be in a relatively, socialized, populous place. And, have fallback options. This knife I will never use unless I have to. This is my last ditch, okay, all I have are my car keys. I need to cut something. So this has not seen much use. But it's handy. It's there. I have the tool. The knife comes with it. Same for this bug knife. But yeah, I think I'll end this video before I ramble too much. I really doubt it made much sense to anyone, but hey, I'll give you guys something to do for 10 minutes. It's a nasty Friday around here, so I've been sitting around watching YouTube videos. Yeah, I don't want to talk at you guys much anymore, so have a good day, and assuming I, get my ass in gear, I'll make some reviews of these wonderful blades for you, and other things that I carry every day. So, have a good weekend, YouTube, and, stay safe.